I'm Nick Miles and we're at Dick Hanna Subaru in Vancouver to take a look at this. This is the brand new Subaru Ascent. It's the perfect three-row family hauler. I lovingly like to say that Subaru is the official brand of the Northwest. Now this has hundreds of safety features in it. We're going to show you some of those. It has a boxer engine, which means it's low. It's also all-wheel drive. It can go anywhere in any kind of weather. We're going to put it on the road, show you how it handles. We're going to walk around and take a look at some of the great exterior features and get on the inside and look at some of the interior features. So let's get going. So under the hood of this vehicle is a 2.4 litre turbocharged boxer engine, and boxer means that instead of the pistons going up and down, they actually go side to side, which gives it a low centre of gravity, which makes this vehicle a lot easier to drive. It's more stable, and especially in inclement weather, that means it's easier to handle. Along with their symmetrical all-wheel drive, this is why these vehicles are known as the official cars of the Northwest. If you go up to Mount Hood and you go skiing, you will see the ski hill covered in Subarus because everybody likes to take them up into the snowy conditions because they just do so well with that boxer engine and the symmetrical all-wheel drive. Now, adding a turbo into this has made it a little bit get up and go. Oh, there you go. Everything goes flying in the car when I put my foot down. It gives it a little bit of get up and go. Plus, the paddle shifters give it just a little bit more fun. Now, it does have a CVT transmission, but the paddle shifters sort of decide exactly where your gears are going to be. Now, you should also know that this vehicle can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which then makes it perfect for a family vacation where you might need to tow a skidoo or a bike rack, or you might be able to have a small trailer on the back of this as well. So it has capability on top of that. And Subaru have included X mode on some of the models, which means that this just has a little bit of extra off-roading capability. It has hill descent control, which means coming down a hill, this vehicle can control its speed and gives you just a little bit more capability. Now, combined with all the safety features, which I could spend an extra hour on telling you, this makes it a very safe, perfect family vehicle. Now, the number one safety feature that Subaru engineers put inside their vehicles is the ability to see. They want to have the best visuals in every single one of their vehicles. So they make their pillars as narrow as possible so the person in the driver's seat can have the best visual view of everything outside the vehicle. And that, although basic, makes me feel much more in command and much safer with the vehicle as well. Eyesight, that is the two cameras behind the mirror that look out onto the road. It's part of the adaptive cruise control package. It also enables the vehicle to watch out for potential hazards. The other thing that it does that helps you is things like at a red traffic light, if the vehicle in front of you pulls away, the vehicle beeps at you to let you know, put your cell phone down and pay attention to what's going on with traffic as well. Lane centering technology, make sure that you sit in the middle of the lane. That's another good thing as well. Steering responsive headlights. So when your lights are on at night, as you move the steering wheel, the lights also move to make sure that where you're going is pre-illuminated as you make a turn or as you move within the lane that you're actually in. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all of your regular connected technologies are in this vehicle, plus the Starlink system, and that is really part of your infotainment system. Now, I have to tell you that I love what Subaru are doing with their infotainment. Large screen, easy to find buttons on the screen. The My Subaru button gives you everything that you need, your apps, your settings, your shortcuts you can actually program into the screen. That's easy to find. Your maps, your navigation. Subaru have actually programmed this vehicle to be very simple to use. Now you can go as an option up to the 8-inch screen in this vehicle as well, and there is connected services that you can get through Starlink, so as you want to, you can keep upgrading. Then above the infotainment screen, you also get a smaller screen that gives you direct and immediate information on this vehicle. How many miles until empty on your gas, what you're getting as far as immediate fuel economy, your time, your outside temperature, all of that is continuously displayed and you can see it at a glance. Above the steering wheel, you could also see your tachometer and your speedometer, and there is a thin TFT screen in the middle of that that gives you the latest information as far as what's going on about your current drive. Taking a look at the interior of the vehicle, Subaru have done a great job at making the interior very nice, but not overcomplicating what you see on the inside. There is a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel. There is also a leather-wrapped shifter, piano black surrounding the infotainment system, as well as double stitching. And if you feel around the dash, there is nice soft touch materials on the dash as well. Everything below the window is in a darker color with some beige accents. Above the window, above the daylight opening space, you get nice beige color as well. It's not a very dark black interior, but it gives you some lightness as well. But you don't have to keep it clean all the time because the lower portion of the vehicle is dark, so it does disguise some of the dirt and mud, especially you know what that's like getting in the car with ski boots in the Northwest. Now you'll find a 8-way electric driver's seat in this trim level that we're driving, which means that people of different heights can find the right position for the seat in this vehicle, and for me at 5'4", I am in the perfect driving position. Now the Ascent looks like a Subaru from the outside. If you look at the whole Subaru family, they still have the same makeup with the Subaru badge at the front. The grille has multiple slats in it and a lower air intake, and this bottom piece of molding does have some texture and shape to it as well. Lower fog lights, and these are sort of this half circle almost LED lights around here as the daytime running lights. There's turn signals on the outside and on the middle as well. When you come round to the side, this particular model has 20-inch wheels on it as well. Subaru have real nice wheels on all of their vehicles, and this is of course no exception. Coming down the side of the vehicle, you'll see embedded turn signals in the mirror, and then all of the pillars actually are blacked out, so the roof looks like it's almost floating here on the top of the Ascent. Roof rails on this, some chrome surround to the glass, and a piece of trim along the bottom also gives it that feeling of an off-roader. And of course this vehicle can do some off-roading. That symmetrical all-wheel drive is very capable, and you'll see quite a gap between the top of the tire and the top of the wheel well to give it quite some travel distance in the wheel, plus a piece of molding here just to accent that as well. Okay, getting into the trunk of the Ascent, Subaru have done some very cool things here at the back. First of all, to note, there is a rubber mat here in the back behind the third row. And if you're in the Northwest, you know when you go on outdoor adventures, you often bring back muddy, wet, and very messed up materials like bikes or your clothes or your ski gear. And this protects the back of the vehicle from getting covered in mud or wet snow. So Subaru thought about that when they put together the rear of the Ascent. And they've also done something very clever in the back here. Below here is a storage compartment. This in itself is not super cool. It has got sort of a rubber bed in here, but the sunshade has a special storage compartment here. That sunshade comes out and can go in the back here when that third row is put down. There is 17 cubic feet behind the third row. If you put the third row down, you increase that storage space to 47 cubic feet, and you put that row down and you can increase that storage space to 87 cubic feet. That is a lot of storage space, and not forgetting that you have roof rails on the roof of the Ascent, So let's start off with the bizarre things in this vehicle. There is actually 19 cup holders. Now, thinking that this vehicle can seat a maximum of 7 people, so some people in the vehicle could actually have 3 drinks. Now, in the second row, there is 38 inches of legroom plus for those people sitting here. You can have a bench seat in here or 2 captain's chairs. There is no extra charge for the 2 captain's chairs. There is 2 USB-A's, plus there is a 120 volt, 100 watt, 3-pronged plug outlet. So you can plug something in like a laptop or a gaming device if you wanted to do that. There is 2 fold-away cup holders below that. On top, you have your heated seat controls and also your HVAC controls, which includes temperature, fan speed, as well as being able to change the modes also of that temperature control for the second and the third row. You also have access to this huge glass roof that goes all the way from the front to the second row. It is in 2 panels, but it allows you to be able to see some of those sights as you take that great road trip. Jumping into the third row, if you have the captain's chairs, the access is very easy, and there is over 31 inches of leg space in that third row, which does make it very usable as well. If you have the captain's chairs, they also fold away with quite easy mechanisms of pulling a handle on the bottom of the captain's chairs. They fold forward, but you can always get into the middle and step into the third row. Easy access, comfortable seating, and also amenities for the whole family. Was I right? It's the perfect family hauler. We'd love to get you into one for a test drive. Just come down to Dick Hanna Subaru in Vancouver, and they'd be more than happy to put you on the test drive list.